What kind of advice would you give Boots if you were his corner man?
I'll just say don't always be looking for the knockout boxing. So, you know, he's a good boxer. I think when he kind of was landing the big shots, he was kind of letting it come to him. So that's what I think. But yeah, I think that people sleep on him, but I think that he's a killer. Like, he's really a killer at the end of the day, and he always stays in shape. He always in the gym. He's somebody that motivates me too. Whenever I'm on my phone and I get to seeing Boots in the gym right after a fight, I'm like, hold up, I gotta go get back in the gym.
I don't like the thing I respect the most about Xander is not his age. What I respect about him is that he won the world title. He went straight to a unification. Now he's going straight to Boots. That's the thing that I respect about him the most. But him being 23, bro, listen, when you're ready, you're ready. When you're ready, you're ready. So I'm not going to get into that. Mike Tyson was 20 years old when he fought for his first world title. When you're ready, you're ready.
Around that fight night.
You about 180 right now. You about 180 right now.
Let's keep it about 180 right now. Let's keep it at that.
You bigger than that? Damn.
180.
Cruiserweights in there. All right, let's talk about this fight, man.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of that scene on Rocky when Apollo Creed was negotiating and he was talking to his lawyers. Remember, he was in a suit and tie. And his trainer was like, hey, Apollo, you may want to look at this. He said, yeah, whatever. He was like, hey, man, this guy looks serious. He said, I'll knock him out in 3. And Rocky was punching the meat in the freezer. Remember that? That's what this shit reminds me of. It's like, yeah, Boots will beat him. And bruh, I'm just saying, don't be shocked if after the fight, y'all say, if he wasn't so young, if he had a little bit more experience, that would have been a Xander Zayas win. Don't be surprised.
Shakur Stevenson just shook the boxing world with a bold prediction, claiming Xander Zayas could completely break down Jaron Boots Ennis. First glance, it sounds like just another hot take, but this one hits different. With the massive June 27th showdown at Barclays Center getting closer, the real story behind Shakur's viral statement is far deeper and way more dangerous than a simple prediction.
Good East Coast fight because they right up around the corner from New York, basically down the street, however you want to slice it. You got Jersey in there. It's an East Coast affair. You got the Puerto Ricans coming out. You got the Hispanics, you know. Good thing. And you can't do nothing but take your head off to either one of them. Boots will want to be a champion and fighting a guy. Like I'm saying, they both been building each other. They both been built on separate platforms to get to this level. And at the same time, you know, it's, the veterans are really gone outside of Charlos and whatever like that. So, you know, they all peers right now. So you fight the best of your time right now. I think that's a good fight for both of them. Says a lot about each and every one of them, especially Xander, you know, because Boots is seen as deemed as, you know, incredible talent and basically unbeatable at this time. And so for a guy like Xander to take that challenge on, you know, as a unified champion, speaks volumes about him. Boots, again, want to be a champion, you know, and which he deserves, you know, if you the worldly talent that he possesses and the believability that people have in him, you know, a crown only adds to that aura. So a shout out to both.
Things got even more interesting when Timothy Bradley revealed what's really happening behind the scenes in Zayas' camp. This isn't just confidence, it's calculated. Zayas isn't relying on youth or momentum. He's coming in with a detailed, surgical game plan. According to Bradley, Zayas has studied every second of Ennis' recent fights and uncovered serious defensive flaws, especially when Boots gets aggressive and loses control in exchanges.
Make him learn that real fast because Xander's one of those dudes that's going to tax your mistakes. That's what he does. He tax these guys that come forward, he tax their mistakes. Now he's in there with a quick guy, in the athletic fighter in Boots Ennis, but you know, hey, Boots make mistakes. He make mistakes. He does. And fleet-footed guys have shown to give him issues. Guys that are slick, guys that can move, have given him issues. Anyways, man, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, man, this ain't no damn walk in the park. Ain't no foregone conclusion Boots gonna knock out Xander. Shit, yeah, I can see it both ways. I know Xander ain't got no pop like that, but, man, this is a hell of a matchup. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all. This is a hell of a matchup right here. And this is gonna answer a lot of questions that I have for both of these.
This fight isn't about power versus power. It's about intelligence. Zayas and his elite team are building a trap strategy designed to bait Boots into making one costly mistake. And if that happens, it could turn into a highlight reel embarrassment on the biggest stage.
I do feel Jaron is a very talented fighter. I thought he was a big 147 pounder, so he still have decent size, but you're bigger than him.
Yeah.
Like in stature. Without giving too much up, what worries you about him? Like, what do you have to be concerned with in the ring?
His speed, and his IQ. I gotta always be 10 steps ahead of him. I can't give him no space. I can give him no chance. If he sees a chance, he's gonna take advantage of it. I mean, he's a good fighter. He knows how to read another fighter. I mean, we've seen it throughout his career. So he knows how to read fights. He knows how to read a fighter. But he's never been uncomfortable either.
People have been, this is what I've been hearing, right, for some experts off the record, saying that Jaron gets hit, right? We all seen him get hit in fights. But people like to say, well, it's because he's comfortable in there getting hit with those guys. He's a better defensive fighter than that, right? But he does get hit at fights.
And that's what I say, that's for sure.
So people are saying, a lot of people are starting to say this fight is a lot more interesting than people think. Xander's a big guy at this weight class. When you watch those fights and see him get hit, do you think to yourself, like, wow, there's so much vulnerability there. Like, I know exactly what to do to this.
That's what I think of myself. He better not get hit because, again, he's never been uncomfortable. He's been hit, but he's been okay. Like, I can still, he rolls with those punches.
Right.
You know, every time he gets hit flush, you can see it, he gets uncomfortable, but then he gets back to.
Right.
And these guys, they don't have the IQ, they don't have the technique to keep building on that, right? I do, and you guys have seen it. I build on everything. On everything I do is just something added extra to that layer. And there's no fights that you can tell me I haven't seen nothing new from you. There's always something that I get better at. There's something that I improve at. And this fight, I will continue to do that. Again, it's easy.
When you really break down what Shakur Stevenson said, it becomes clear he wasn't just picking a winner. He was hinting at something bigger. Shakur believes Zayas has the exact skill set to pull off a shocking upset. He called him tricky, disciplined, and backed by a world-class team. And this lines up perfectly with Shakur's past criticism of Ennis, especially after the Karen Chikadzian fight, where he questioned Boots' ring IQ and decision-making under pressure.
What kind of advice would you give Boots if you were his corner man?
I'll just say, don't always be looking for the knockout boxing. So, you know, he a good boxer. I think when he kind of was landing the big shots, he was kind of letting it come to him. So, that's what I think. But yeah.
Shakur even suggested what Boots needs to fix: stop chasing knockouts and start boxing smart. Because when Ennis gets reckless, he leaves openings. And against a sharp, calculated fighter like Zayas, those openings could turn into fight-ending moments. If Boots brings that same stubborn energy, he might walk straight into shots he never sees coming.
Be comfortable with all these guys and be comfortable getting hit. But what when you're not? Well, how is your brain gonna tolerate that? How is your brain gonna react to that? It's not. It's gonna be too late.
I guess there's no real easy fight at 154 anyway, because you guys are killers. But no one really ever wanted to fight Jaron Ennis. No big names.
Yeah.
You know, and you got 2 belts already. You could have unified and tried to become undisputed, but you're fighting a guy that doesn't have a belt, but a guy that no one really wanted to fight.
Yeah.
True. How did you make that decision?
Well, it's like I told you earlier. I don't shy away from anything. I want to be the best. I say I'm the best. This is the way you make it happen. They say he's the best. Let's prove it. It's only one way to prove it. We got to get in that ring.
Yeah.
At the end, it's easy to go on social media and talk all the talk. When we get on the phone and we make something happen, we want to make it happen. We want to make sure we make something happen. And all those guys, they always talk and go on social media back and forth. I give you one response and one response only. After that, we're picking up the phone, we're making a phone call. We won this fight.
Ooh.
And that's what happened.
You think the back and forth?
So now the big question: can Zayas' strategy and precision outsmart the raw power of Jaron Ennis? Or will Boots prove he's simply too strong to be broken? This is more than a fight. It's a clash of styles that could define a new era in boxing.
For this win, I think that the media is going to say that Xander was too young. Too young. Okay. They already building the premise for it. They're going to say Xander was too young. He shouldn't have been fighting. They pick on somebody your own age. I'm telling you.
Okay. No,
They're already building for the narrative just in case he loses.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too. Yeah, and you know, you got guys like Chris. You got guys like whatchamacallit, Max Kellerman saying that, you know, this is like the Canelo and Mayweather effect.
Well, what is he saying? Basically, that's discrediting Boots by saying that.
Basically.
Yes.
And then you got guys like James Toney that are saying that this fight will ruin Xander Zayas because it's too young. But are they speaking? I mean, that's their opinions. You know what I mean?
Listen, and I'm not mad at their opinion, but what I'm saying is that the in other eras, Mills, we knew guys was great at 23, 24. Wilfred Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, all those guys was fighting world championship fights against Hall of Famers, 21, 22, 23 years old. For whatever reason, in this era, you know, a guy is too young at 23, but he's not too young to be the unified champion. I don't get it. He's not too young to have the WBO and WBA titles, but he's too young to fight Boots. Well, if Boots is not all that, and Boots haven't fought nobody, and Xander's bigger, and Xander's so fundamentally sound, then why is he too young to fight Boots? Boots' defense is so bad. Boots don't have fundamentals. Boots haven't fought nobody. Then Xander should be able to fight him, right?
It's a 60-40 split for sure. It's a 60-40 split for sure.
Well, in that case, does the fight go the distance in your eyes?
It's a coin toss on that. It's a coin toss on that. Why? Boots gonna feel his power too. Boots gonna feel Shorty's power too. And at some point, I feel like he's gonna get responsible. He's gonna get responsible. But he's still gonna have that belief in himself, like, I'm gonna still whoop his ass. It's all right. Oh, he got some thump though. He was working with Canelo. You see, he was working with Canelo. Right, Canelo got those thumpers in both hands. Everybody knows it. That's what I'm saying. I felt like Canelo, he was just going for somebody that was a little more crafty and faster. Boots is a smaller fighter, faster, a little more hand speed, and he's crafty. You know what I mean? That's what Canelo was going for as far as camp-wise, dealing with this opponent that he had, Terrence Crawford. But I mean, hey, Bud ain't Boots Ennis and vice versa. You can't train for somebody, you know, to the T, thinking that you're going to bring a sparring partner and he's going to get you ready to the T. You still got to go in there and adapt to the person that you got to fight. You know, that's just